Life is Good 13, 13 letter y'all. You are Creation 13. Today I want to talk to you about how your mind can create your own prison. On how you can be entrapped in your own creation, basically. You know, you have to realize that, you know, none of this is real in any way. The word real doesn't even exist. You know, like people say, you know, that you gotta think about reality, and you got to, you know, just focus on how things are. That is imprisonment. That limits yourself. You know, that limits what you can be and what you can do. You know, it's basically like telling somebody that, you know, oh, you can't, there's no way you could go become a professional movie director, or there's no way you can become a professional cook, or, you know, things like that. You know, people try to limit yourself, but that's when you as an individual can step up, get into your power, get into your heart space, and say, hey, I want to be what I want to be. I want to be at the top of the mountain. So you go with your heart space and you follow your path and see the goal line where you want to be, and then you become that movie director, or you become that professional cook. You know, you just created your goal that you just wanted to experience. You know, that is breaking out of the imprisonment of the mind and the limitations of when people try to make you think, you know, that there's no way you can accomplish this stuff. That's goes with a lot of things, and therefore, you know, that you have to become aware of how the mind works, and how the consciousness can project your heart into your mind. And this is where, like, people's dreams or visions can be misinterpreted, because people just observe it for what it is, without looking beyond it, or, you know, questioning why that vision or dream is that way, right? So say, let's see, so say you have a vision of an apocalypse, okay? Like, say you see things getting destroyed, so on and so forth, and then you see yourself transform into an angel, and then you look upon the earth, and then you start healing the earth, right? You just transform into an angel and you start healing the earth, and then you transform the earth into a beautiful world that you just got done healing. And then you see people draw to you and look to you, and then the Creator God shines this light down on you, and, you know, then that's how the vision ends. Now, it is for you, whoever, if you had that kind of vision, is for you to interpret on what that represents, because that can represent so many things. It can even be represented into something that it wasn't intended to be in the first place. Because, like I said in previous videos, that your guides, the ancestors, or angels, or whatever you want to call them, can only show you stuff in a physical reality form. So they have to use the projections of your mind to give you information, because in all in the way and how things work beyond the physical realm, it's just waves and frequencies, and it's not even numbers either. But just to give you an example, using numbers like in the Matrix movies, it's the mind cannot comprehend. If you just got sent a wavelength, you'd be like, well, what in the world does that mean? So they had to use projections and stuff of your mind. So say a person interprets, oh hey, I must be the holy, I must have been sent from God, and I'm going to be the main person that's going to lead this new reality, or this 5D reality, into a new paradigm. And I'm going to be the leader, and I'm going to be in control of this. People can interpret that way. Or it could be something else, and they could just view it as that God is going to that God has always protected and aided you, or so on and so forth. I don't want to make it too complicated, but basically, a lot of people can interpret different things. It could even be represented as your heart space. That your heart space is going to shine like a purity of an angel. That's going to shine onto the world to help heal the world, and help teach people on, living like the source of God, or just expressing themselves from that heart space. Like I said, it can be many different interpretations, and that's why you can't follow the visions and the dreams that you have for what it is, but you have to look between the pages of it and interpret it different, because it could just very well be just that you are breaking out of the old matrix system, out of the old paradigm. So therefore you saw the destruction of the earth, and then you've seen the new earth form. The earth was healed and the new earth formed, and because you were represented as an angel, means that you just ascended, because angels can be used for ascension, or a higher being. It could just be just a new you that shines on the world, and then the people that can be surrounding you can be a representation of um, um, recognizing your change. It can give you the perception of how you are viewing yourself from the old matrix system, and then viewing yourself into the new reality, therefore making you look greater and more, more enlightened, things like that. It's many different interpretations. So this is why you don't want to just stick with one way and, oh, I know what this means. No, there are so many different ways. Like I said, the ancestors and the angels, or whatever you want to call them, they try really hard to make it simple, but they don't want to make it too simple, because they want you to expand your awareness and consciousness. Expand on how this works. So as far as I know, I'm trying to talk about the imprisonment. of the mind thing, but it goes into the same concept, you know, that your mind can try to right away figure out what it is, without viewing it and observing it from your heart. And this can go with other people's visions of different realities. Because say you have a dream of a person, and they are portrayed as as a messiah, or as a king or a ruler. You know, it's someone you know, and you're like, well, what does this mean? And so you go and interpret the dream, and then that person that could be in that dream could go, oh hey, wow, that's a very powerful dream. How come I was um, viewed as a king or a ruler or whatever? You know, and it could make a person use their mind to go, oh man, I must be doing something right, you know. I'm going to be turning into something great. But, you know, they don't look past what it represents. And I think I've said this in previous videos, that if you have someone show up in your dream, doesn't mean it's them. Just like I said, angels, ancestors, so on and so forth, they're just going to use whatever's in your projection within your mind. So they're going to use people that you experience things with, or that you're around a lot. They're going to use their model in your dreams. So, and this is where a lot of misinterpretations of dreams and visions come into play, because it's more than likely it's not you. You know, it's not you in that dream you're seeing, or a friend or whatever that you're seeing. It's just a projection that was used as maybe a guideline or a sign of some sort. So, you know, therefore it's another trick of the mind. And yeah, the mind can just imprison you real easy. And that's like one of the ultimate goals that we are here in 3D reality to experience, and to aid other starseeds in becoming aware that the only thing that has trapped them here is their own mind, is their ego. They're basically living in a prison um, of their own creation, and because they forgot their heart space, so they're not living by their heart space, so they're just living by other um, people's realities. You know, it's they've lost sight on who excuse me, on who is in charge. So it's just a mess, because there's nobody really in charge. So people who become more and more aware can manipulate the sheeple, or sheep that you want to call people, into going, oh, okay, I do know more than what they know, so I want to take control of them, and just kind of just play around with their head a little bit, so to make sure I'm in the lead, the leader of the path. So you just got all these people just helping the leader manifest what he wants to see. Therefore, all those sheeple, or all those humans that are just following, are just imprisoned by that person who has become self-aware of what he or she can accomplish. Hopefully this video makes sense. But it's so easy on how you can just be manipulated by the mind. Yeah, I think that's about it. So just be aware that, you know, if you see visions or dreams, so on and so forth, write them down, and then write as many interpretations that you think, or listen to your heart when you're trying to interpret it, but keep writing down what you get out of it, because it's always going to be different, and eventually you're going to see a pattern of what it represents, for yourself. So yeah. So anyways, hopefully that kind of helps people. Just kind of become aware that that your mind can basically just play tricks on you, as well as entrap you in a reality you may not want to be in. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. Like I said, hopefully this makes sense. If you have any questions, let me know. So yeah. So 13 love to y'all. Namaste, the catch, and talk to you in a little bit.